you time and time again. I told y'all. Bad Mike told you time and time again.
All right, there we go. Everybody doing wonderful today. Everybody doing wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like Mad Mike. I've always wanted to live in the neighborhood with him, so let's have a glorious day where we all say and repeat after me. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Y'all like that rendition of I Told You So? Put that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, come chat NFL, wrestling, Falcons, football, even NBA with your boy, man, Mike. I'm going to go over this there real quick before we kind of, like I said, I got about 25 minutes or so. We're going to answer some questions to y'all, all the people with different topics at hand. So do not fret, my pet. But I want to get this out of the way real quick because I love singing, y'all. I really do. So, although this, all right, so this is Tom Pelissero. The Giants get a 2026 sixth-round pick from Miami for Darren Waller, a conditional 27th seventh-round pick per source. Essentially, a free pick for New York is a player who was tired and a low-risk fill-up for Miami on a player who is peak one of the NFL best wide receivers, but tight end. So you're probably wondering yourself, why do I have this particular video on it? Because Darren Waller, there had been a lot of rumors out that the Miami Dolphins called the Atlanta Falcons about said Kyle Pitts. So the reason why I wanted to kind of get into this is because, we've stated before that you looking at the Atlanta Falcons. First of all, I think this is a pretty good deal for them. For Miami, obviously, when you got Darren Waller at his, when he's at his best, I mean, he had retired. And I think for whatever reason, he thought he wanted to be a rapper. That was interesting in its own right. But when you look at this particular trade for Miami, they get a pretty good tight end when he's focused, when he is healthy. Darren Waller can be a pretty good. He could be a pretty good tight end. All right. So this is not a bad pickup for them. The Giants, obviously, they move on from him. And Darren Waller and the Giants had their own issues, which pretty much, sent him to retirement. And I guess he's unretiring, or it wasn't, he didn't make it. He didn't make it official. So he didn't sign the papers and documents or whatever. But looking at this, Darren Waller going to the Dolphins, I'm gonna say this. For one, you got them headed to you have them. They traded big Jonnu Smith to the Steelers, and the Steelers obviously with Aaron Rodgers and that crew, and I've spoken about this for the last couple of days or so. So there's going to be a lot of changes with a guy, but for the most part, you look at Miami. I don't know if their run is coming to an end for the most part, but they went all out to try to compete for a championship and didn't necessarily get a lot of the they didn't get exactly what they paid for. Spent a lot of money, but a lot of those guys didn't pan out. Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, so many other guys on that team have been they're gone. They're no longer with the squad. So that being said, I'm just going to get into one of the reasons why I believe the Atlanta Falcons at this point in time, the way I see it. A lot of speculation was whether or not the Atlanta Falcons would trade Kyle Pitts, and quite a few people have been stating that the Atlanta Falcons had Kyle Pitts. They were entertaining the idea of other teams trading for Kyle Pitts, but that's the thing. I say this all the time. Do not listen to a lot of these dirt sheets. Do not listen to a lot of these rumors that are out. Like for the most part, this is about conversation piece, and if nothing, we see this time and time again when NFL teams are indeed going out and seeing what. So they already entertaining the idea of bringing in a guy or bringing in guys or looking for players that they can add to their roster. So them calling the Atlanta Falcons for Kyle Pitts is nothing new. Okay, this happens all the time. Okay, all the time. I've talked to several sources inside the NFL. The people that I particularly know, I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm a source, but I do have certain people that I can call on and get certain information on. And this happens all the time where teams call in, and not even just me. All right, let's be honest. When it comes down to the NFL, we've seen time and time again where the Atlanta Falcons, reporters and whatnot, people that have been reporting on the Atlanta Falcons have just gotten it 150,000% wrong. A lot of people saying that Kyle Pitts was definitely on the trading block and he's out of here. But the thing is, I don't know that to be true. for the simple fact that the Atlanta Falcons, just look at what they've done this past season, this past draft. If the Falcons really wanted to get rid of Kyle Pitts, do you think that they would have waited to, to get their guy and the guy from South Carolina, drawing a blank right now. But you think the Atlanta Falcons would have waited to be, and I know K-Styles gonna love when I say this, but you think they would have waited to get a guy as an undrafted free agent if they were looking to replace Kyle Pitts? Do you think if they were looking to replace any one of their guys that they weren't if they weren't happy with what Kyle Pitts could bring to this organization, do you think that it would have passed on so many other tight ends in this past draft that could have easily replaced or had similar numbers to what Kyle Pitts had this past season? 45 plus catches, 40 plus catches, over 600 yards. There's not many tight ends that you see in the NFL that could catch 40 passes and damn near have 600, 700 yards, okay? Receiving. It's not many guys you can say that isn't a wide receiver. And the thing when it comes down to Kyle Pitts, a lot of people want to see bigger, better numbers, and six-man K-Styles has said this time and time again, and that when you look at him, people expect him to have big-time numbers, wide receivers numbers. But who are you going to give up? And after Joshua Simon, thank you. When you look at what Kyle Pitts is able to bring to it, a lot of the things that we see, you can't gauge his level of importance or his value with this Atlanta Falcons team with just sheer numbers. I mean, I can't possibly do it, but people, just the naked eye and not really doing a lot of research, you can't really gauge the value just looking at certain numbers. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at the overall numbers. And I mean overall numbers, receptions, yard, touchdown. You look at it and say, yeah, Kyle Pitts is not a main source. But we've said time and time again. I think K-Styles put out something, and I think I saw it on Pro Football Focus, where they were stating that Drake London is one of he's not a very good route runner. And if you have not seen that video before, y'all might want to check that out, where I speak on Drake London not being a great route runner. But what he is good at is using his body, being able to catch the ball. He's wonderful at that, being physical at the point of attack. He's very good at that. If you see him at training camp, he doesn't rely on his speed. I mean, the guy runs about a 4.4, 4.5, right? Not particularly fast. I think it's more so a 4.5 than anything. So he's not a speedster by any means. But when you look at Kyle Pitts, he's the guy that they use to give Drake London a little bit more space to operate. And I think that's the value that Atlanta Falcons fans and a lot of analysts, and the crazy part about it, these analysts know that spacing in football means everything. Just ask a guy like Kyle Shanahan. He loves tight ends. He loves spacing. His offense is dictated and predicated all off spacing. So when you look at Kyle Pitts and his value with this Atlanta Falcons team, it can't just be summed up by numbers. Size, speed, his versatility as a tight end, you can definitely utilize that in certain situations. So the reason why I'm putting this up, and I will get to you guys' comments after I say this, is that, the Atlanta Falcons have to find a player or utilize the players on the current roster to say, all right, if we're going to get rid of Kyle Pitts, who's going to step up at tight end to be that guy to replace him? And quite frankly, K-Styles, I mean, if we're going to be honest, man, if y'all want Kyle Pitts gone, then essentially what you're telling me and you're telling him is that you want a Charlie Warner type of guy on your roster. A guy that's not going to catch a lot of passes, and he's just going to do his job. He's going to block again, and then block, and then block again. So these are the types of tight ends that you want. If you want Kyle Pitts going, he's only going to give you 45, about 50 catches or so, with 600, 700 yards. I don't think a guy like Charlie Warner. So if we want him gone and we want to give those receptions and yards to a receiver, then, you got to take this into consideration. All right. Kyle Pitts is gone. Who's going to open up the field now? That's the question that I have for y'all. Who's going to open up the field? Is it going to be Ray McLeod, who's on a 1-year deal? He got 1 year left on his deal. Is it Darnell Mooney, another guy coming close? He's coming to an end of his deal, and he could be out of that deal. Is it a Nick Nash, a guy that we just brought in? Is it Casey Washington? Is it Chris Blair? Like this is what you have left if you trade for a Kyle Pitts. Is there a receiver in free agency that you can pick up? I don't think so. That could give you the value and the skills of a Kyle Pitts. There's no one out there. So basically what you asking for when you come down to it, like you asking for a Joshua Simon and a Charlie Warner to pretty much pick up where Kyle Pitts left off. And like I said, I love Charlie Warner. I love him as a tight end, but he does not give you what you need in regards to the threat to safeties and DBs and linebackers and whatnot that a Kyle Pitts does. So the Falcons trading for Kyle Pitts, that tells me if they trade Kyle Pitts, they believe in someone on that roster. Who that someone is, was it Joshua Simon, Charlie Warner, whoever the case may be, they have to see what these guys are doing. And to be honest, you can see a guy in training camp, but then when you put him on the field, it's completely different. Some people really, a lot of these people really practice well, but when you put them in the game, yeah, it isn't the same. So for me, the fact that the Atlanta Falcons did not trade Kyle Pitts signified for me that he's going to have a valuable role with this Atlanta Falcons team yet again. And to be honest, man, when you got a guy that's 6'6", 250 plus pounds, running in the middle of the field, he going against a 5'8", 5'10", 190 defensive back. Look, I'm willing to take that all day, especially with the speeds and the skill set of a Kyle Pitts. Now, whether or not he ever reaches that 1,000-yard mark, I'm not concerned about that. Just me. Maybe you guys are different, but I'm not overly satisfied with that. I can see Pitts having a great year. Six, what's going on? They probably know if we went Pitts, they probably wouldn't need to give him a contract. Also, the word I'm hearing in Miami is they want a tight end who can block and catch long term. So basically, they don't know what the hell they want. They want everything, and that again. Look, see, this is the thing too. You want everything. That's all cute, but I understand why they would want a blocking tight end, but you don't have to trade for a Darren Waller. Because Darren Waller is not one of those tight ends that's a great blocker. He's known for his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and the receiver. So I don't necessarily think that's true in regards to what Miami is concerned. I think they are more concerned with the receiving abilities of tight ends than they are blocking. Because if that was the case, like, why wait now to try to bring in a tight end that can quote unquote block? And I just don't think Darren Waller is that. He's never been known for that. You look at that dude. That's why I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about this, to be honest with Darren Waller. Like, you go from making a couple million in and football to trying to be a rapper, and you barely get five, you barely sell 500,000. You end up thinking you a big, you're a talented rapper, and then that didn't go as well. Made a whole video and all this type of stuff, and that didn't go the way. And I'm not surprised to see him back doing this type of stuff. I don't see his pitch going anywhere. Look at Washington game when that was the game. Looks like. You look at Pitts, man. Like I said, he's not one of those guys that's gonna blow you away. With 10, 15 catches in a game and things of that nature. He's a tight end, and I don't know how many times I'm gonna stress this. He's a tight end, people. When it comes down to people that are a certain size, it's just certain things that smaller guys can do that big guys can't do. And Kyle Pitts does not have the legs. Like, this dude is 6'6", with a wingspan nearly 6'9", 6'10" wingspan. So this is a big guy. To expect this guy to do the things that wide receivers do, the guys like Julio Jones can do. Like, Julio Jones goes about 6'3", 6'4". Okay? 6'3" or so. 220. That's a smaller guy. You know what I'm saying? It's a smaller guy. He's still a big guy, big receiver, but he's on smaller as far as football players are concerned. So, like, the thing is, man, we can't expect Kyle Pitts to have the same skills of a Julio Jones and a Roddy White. These guys are wide receivers. This guy's 6'6". I don't know if you guys have met many 6'6", 240, 50-pound guys. They're like, there's certain things that they can't do. Okay? My brother's 6'6", 240, 250 himself. That's a pretty big guy. Okay? And there's certain things growing up that I could do that he couldn't do. Even though I'm 6'3" myself, I'll get certain things that I'm able to do that he can't. So that's the thing that I want people to understand with Kyle Pitts. It's going to take time. And like I said, I think people vastly, incredibly underestimate how the inconsistency at the quarterback position really affects receivers. And I'm talking about receivers, running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers. It really affects these guys. Why? Because there's no consistency. You don't know what these guys are thinking, from time and time again, from game after game. And you got a guy like, and I put out a video on this also, so y'all might want to check that out, about Joe Burrow. Like, Joe Burrow has had Jamar Chase ever since college. And these guys got in the NFL and picked up exactly what it is. And a lot of fans out here wondering if Joe Burrow really is good, or is it the fact that Jamar Chase has always been right by his side, and he's just comfortable and he understands where he's going to be, and he can trust him and that chemistry. So the thing is, Kyle Pitts has never had that. He had that one time. When he got a good quarterback, you saw what the potential he can put up, and that was Matt Ryan. But ever since then, it's been a turn. It's been quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, a constant change at quarterback. So that has to count for something. He needs consistency. In order for you to be a great wide receiver, you got to have some sort of consistency. When you got consistency and chemistry with a guy, just keep them together. That's it. Give these guys time to develop. And a lot of times, fans don't want to give these guys time to develop under a single quarterback. You want to just throw him away because he didn't have 1,000 yards. And I think the thing with Kyle Pitts, you got to take that into consideration. I want to see him succeed. We took him at 4. I really don't want to see him the bust label. Well, the bust label is subjective, regardless how we think. People just look at a number and just say, yeah, he's out of 34 teams, he was the fourth player taken. Yeah, that's the case, but you got to understand this. That's what that team needed. Okay? That's what they needed. That's what they needed. Again, that's what the team needed at the time. We needed one of the best pass receivers in college at that time. Just so happened it was Kyle Pitts. Now let's change. Let's switch this up. Kind of give you guys an idea of what I mean. If you got Kyle Pitts and you got Brock Bowers in the same draft, you don't think the Atlanta Falcons would have taken Brock Bowers over Kyle Pitts? And the reason why, give me a reason why you take a Brock Bowers over a Kyle Pitts. Nah, there's nothing lazy about him. See, this is what people just be. Look, if you think Kyle Pitts, look, let me say this shit right now, okay? Anybody got a fucking problem with what the fuck I'm about to say, just fucking unsubscribe and get the fuck out of here. Because I want to hear this bullshit. If you ain't put no motherfucking pads on, you ain't never played the game, shut the fuck up with this shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this lazy ass narrative. This shit is fucking lazy. Your fucking opinions are fucking lazy. You see a motherfucker take 1, 2, 3 plays out of 600 fucking plays and say, yep, he's a lazy bum. How the fuck do you have 45 catches over 600 yards in a fucking season and be labeled lazy? Explain that to me, Mr. Dirty Birds. Maybe I don't understand what you're saying. So excuse me for my French. Tell me how a guy that can pass the ball over, what, 60, 70 times in a season? How do you lazy and how do you, for one, his route running? How do you be a lazy tight end, catch 45 yards, 40 plus catches in a season, and have over 600 yards? How are you labeled lazy with those numbers? He never get baited. See, this is bullshit, this bland ass, whack ass shit. Y'all hear, you see it yourself. He never get better. What the fuck does that mean? Y'all listen to all this rehearsed bullshit from these fans and these fucking Facebook groups and on goddamn X and Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it these days, and Instagram. Y'all run with this shit because it's fucking popular with absolutely no motherfucking evidence. Your ass is retarded and lazy because you don't come in here with no. All right, Mr. Dirty Birds, tell me. Tell me, Mr. Dirty Birds. Tell me. Because I love insults. Trust me, your mama will love them. So tell me, Mr. Dirty Birds. No, look, bring your little weak ass in here. Don't run off and tell somebody. You see what happened when you ask people to give you reasons as to why Kyle Pitts is lazy, and they start getting into insults, and they start calling him, oh, he was number 4 overall. He hasn't had 1,000 yards ever again. He never made the Pro Bowl. Yeah, he made the Pro Bowl. He had 1,000 yards. So, okay, how can a guy be labeled a bust if he's already done with certain tight ends that never done in the NFL fucking history? How many tight ends that you know done had fucking 4 quarterbacks and still put up 1,000? How many tight ends do you know? How many players that you know that have had a constant revolving door at quarterback that don't put up big time numbers time and time again? How many times? This fucking punk. That's what he do. Talk all this shit. All these weak ass fans talk all this shit because they run with a fucking narrative that everybody is repeating. And we time and time again, I've said time and time again, does Kyle Pitts need to help? Does he need to get to another level, or his career with the Atlanta Falcons may be over? Possibly. He does need to do a little bit more. At some point, we got to say, all right, Kyle, this is your year. This is his time. This is Kyle Pitts' time to shine, to show people what the fuck he's capable of. Again, we've seen what he's capable of, but he need to look. All he need to allow him to reintroduce himself. But you got these dirty birds of the world. They don't care about nothing else except for numbers. They don't care if we got a Drake London. They don't care if we got a Tyler Algier. They don't care that we got a Bijan Robinson. They don't care that we got Darnell Mooney. They don't care about 4 other players that's on this offense that he has to share the ball with. And this is the thing that we talk about. What the fuck is lazy when you got 4 other guys that are star players in their own fucking right? Bijan is a fucking megastar. He gonna have one of the biggest fucking contracts that running back position has ever had. You can mark that shit, take it down, and take a picture. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna happen. Drake London's about to get stupid paid with $25-30 million a year at wide receiver. It's gonna happen. Tyler Algier could quite possibly be headed to another team where he can be a starting running back. Darnell Mooney has already showed you that he has the capability of being a 1,000-yard receiver. Not only with the Atlanta Falcons, but with the Chicago Bears. He got 4 other guys on this offense. Name another fucking team in the NFL that got 4 guys that can easily be 1,000-yard backs and 1,000-yard receivers. Name it. I fucking dare you. Saying all this stupid ass shit because this guy ain't living up to the perceived number 4 overall pick. Can't say he's a fucking bust if he's already been to a Pro Bowl, you dumb jackasses. See, this is why y'all asses won't come over here. Y'all stay on that sugar-coated ass, bullshit ass content creators, and I'll be over there too. So this ain't a shot. But y'all stay over there, bullshit ass content creators that don't challenge y'all views because y'all weak, y'all scared, and you lazy yourself. You don't even want to do the homework on anybody. Y'all just want to run with these fucking narratives and run with these bland ass fucking statements. Oh, he's lazy. He did, he that. Oh, should Kyle Pitts, do we want Kyle Pitts to be a megastar? Absolutely. We all want that. But if Kyle Pitts can give us 40 catches, 600 yards, and we win games, fuck being a megastar. Why? Because we're still a number 1 team. We're still a playoff team. We still are a top 5 offense in the fucking league. This is the bullshit that they won't fucking tell y'all. And y'all run with this fucking bullshit ass shit, the stuff these fucking fans be saying, and totally disregard, even with a Kyle Pitts that wasn't quote unquote a megastar. This Atlanta Falcons offense was still a top 5 fucking offense. With 2 quarterbacks. Okay? With 2 quarterbacks. I take Brock Bowers over Pitts if the opportunity presents itself. He's more of a tight end, do it all, blocking, blah, blah. And that's the thing. I'm taking Brock Bowers over Pitts because we've seen him at Georgia. Block. Receive. Like, this dude is a monster. So all of this surrounding Kyle Pitts has everything to do with them. And I'm talking about the media. The scouts, they labeled him a unicorn. Wasn't nothing unicorn about Kyle Pitts. It wasn't anything rare about him. We've seen a Kyle Pitts before. I hate to tell y'all that, but it's nothing unicorn. But y'all ran with that narrative that, oh, Kyle Pitts is a unicorn. He shouldn't be doing this. Well, we've seen Kyle Pitts before. We've seen this before. All he had this point right now, Kyle Pitts has to do is pick it together. All he really had to do, he only got to put shit together. Just establish a chemistry with Michael Penix, and he's good. His career is saved. According to y'all, his career is saved. Ghost Peppers, how you doing? I know. I'm right there with it. That's the same bullshit. Nobody would go out. This man ran 15 fucking thousand routes. But just like this Angel Reese shit, and y'all can go to fucking hell with this Angel Reese shit. Y'all pick out a handful of shots where she's missing her own shots and getting the rebound and saying, oh, she's just trash. All she does is grab her own rebound. This bitch is literally one of the number one fucking rebounders and defenders in the WNBA. But y'all pick out a handful of highlights or a handful of lowlights and put a compilation together and say, see, he sucked. See, she sucked. It's the media and its fan-driven bullshit that y'all run with. This man had one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. Okay, no tight end has ever done that outside of Mike Ditka. Not even Tony Gonzalez did. Not even Travis Kelce. Not even Mark Varro. None of these guys did what Kyle Pitts did. But y'all want to sit up here and put a fucking label of he's a lazy ass bum and all this bullshit. Well, you put a fat ass 600 and you put a fat 6'6", 250 to 270 tight end outside and tell him to run routes. What the hell do you think you're gonna get from that? What do y'all expect for a 6'6" guy that's 250 pounds? How many 6'6", 250 guys do y'all know that can run a 4.2 and a 4.2 speed? Let me know. How many guys that you know? Most of the guys that run fast, these guys are small and lean. But for whatever reason, y'all made it up in your mind that because he's 6'6", he run a 4.4, he should be doing this and he should. Look, it's rare, people. It's rare that we see genetic freaks run a 4.2 and a 4.3. It's rare. It's rare. And Ghost Peppers, this is what I mean. It's too immense to give up on. This is a 6'6" guy that runs about a low 4.5, a mid 4.5. Was essentially 4.45, excuse me. So he's running about a 4.5. Like, that's rare. You don't see that. But that's type of the talent that you don't give up on because he's not put up mega star numbers. You don't give up on that. Why you think teams are looking to bring in a Kyle Pitts? They would love that. I can tell you one thing right now. If Philadelphia and the Cowboys could get Kyle Pitts for a 7th round pick, y'all don't think they calling the Atlanta Falcons for that immediately? Well, we got these bullshit ass dirty birds in here. Okay, the dirty bird guys in there. Oh, he's a lazy bum. Well, put that lazy bum with a Dak Prescott, a CD Lamb, and George Pickens and see what the fuck happens. Y'all want to get real? Let's talk about some real shit now. Y'all don't woke up a motherfucking beast now. Y'all pump motherfuckers don't want to talk now. Y'all want to talk shit about players and certain things, but have nothing to back it up. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say about me and what I've said about Raheem, but I've given his praise. I've given him his positivity. Look, I've spoken positive on Raheem. I've spoken negatively on Raheem. I've had my expectations and I've had my low expectations, high expectations, low. But when it comes down to Kyle Pitts, you motherfuckers don't want to give this man no credit. Zero. Y'all want to give him no credit whatsoever. Y'all just want to beat on him and beat on him and beat on him. Act like this dude is just nothing to this Atlanta Falcons offense. He means nothing to this offense whatsoever. This is how you motherfuckers. Why? Because he's a number 4 overall pick. Never mind that he helped this Atlanta Falcons offense become a top 5 offense. Y'all don't even care about that. Y'all probably don't even know that because you are so far gone in the negativity against this man. It is fucking sad. They done turned 929. Look, I know Mr. Shitting Bell. Fuck him too. He can go to hell and whatever that other motherfucker name too. Dukes. That's probably is a good thing he got that fucking name because that's what the fuck he do. He shits all over the mic, saying the dumb shit that come out of his fucking mouth. Like, not everybody when you put him on a team is gonna be the megastar. That doesn't mean that this guy isn't talented. You put Kyle Pitts as a sole receiver on any offense, this dude gonna put up 1,000, 1,200 yards. But the fact of the matter is, he's playing on a team that he has to share the ball with. I just stated this dude got Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Darnell Mooney. All those guys done put up 1,000 yards, including himself. How many teams that you can say in the NFL they got 5 guys on the offense that put up 1,000 yards? But we want to shit. We want to shit on Kyle Pitts. Maybe he will never be on Julio Jones level. Maybe he will never be a Travis Kelce. But to say he's a bust and his complete failure is absolutely absurd. Look at that punk motherfucker. Look at this punk motherfucker. Now he want to come back. I bet you was out there getting. It took you all this time just to come out here and say, "Oh, he's lazy. Trade his lazy ass. Get your lazy dumb ass out of here. You don't deserve to hear my fucking voice, you bum. Fucking lazy ass. This lazy ass fan. Look, this is a lazy ass fan. Motherfucker probably can't even read 2 words without pausing for 15 seconds. You motherfucker got some nerve to be talking about somebody lazy. Mr. Dirty Birds. I would love to have your punk ass on this fucking stage, but you probably can't put 2 fucking sentences together, you lazy bastard. Got some fucking nerve to come in here. Got some damn nerve to come in here and try to talk. Look, we talk with sense over here, sir. So again, I give you another chance, Mr. Dirty Birds. Tell me why he's so lazy, okay? I want Pitts to attack the ball more when it's thrown his way. I feel as though corners should not be locking him down. Nigga runs 6. He's 6'6", 250. Can go get. Look, let me tell y'all something. I played quarterback, wide receiver, and corner. Ball placement is everything for big guys. Okay? That's one thing. Are there instances where Kyle Pitts can be a little bit more physical? Absolutely. Without a doubt. I've seen plays where I'm looking at Drake London saying, Drake, what the fuck kind of route was that? But I don't label Drake London a bad route runner because he can't run a certain route. This is where offensive coordinators and the quarterback chemistry means any and everything. Jacob Tamme for a long time in his career, that motherfucker couldn't run a route to save his own life. Okay? Y'all think Algie Crumpler was a great route runner? No, he wasn't. Y'all think Jason Witten? I mean, look at Jason Witten. Justin Jefferson once said that a lot of people believe that using your speed and quickness determines whether or not you're a great route runner. No, that's not it. Understanding spacing, understanding timing, right along, getting out of your breaks, and being able to separate out of your breaks determines a great route runner. Some of you motherfuckers have no clue what the fuck a route runner is. Route runner is all about timing and being able to get in and out of your breaks at a certain time. This is why guys like Anquan Bolden was able to extend his career for 10 plus years, because like Anquan Bolden wasn't a great route runner. He was fat and slow, but he understood the timing and where he needed to be in order to get in a spot where the quarterback could. The quarterback, look, as a quarterback, I'm telling y'all right now, I don't care how slow you are. When I'm ready to throw the ball, I need you to be in your spot. That's it. I don't care how fast you get there. It doesn't matter how fast you get there as a quarterback. I need you to be in that spot. It's all about timing. Okay? As a quarterback, any quarterback would tell you. You go back to the one of the greatest clips of all time when Matt Ryan say to Tony Gonzalez, he told Tony Gonzalez, don't fuck around, get to the spot, the ball gonna be there. That ain't have shit to do with a goddamn route. This is about timing, people. And this is why some of you lazy ass bum ass fans, and because that's what the fuck y'all are, y'all run with, oh man, he's not running for it. He's not very quick out of the break. Being quick out of break has everything to do with the timing with the quarterback. People, that's what route running is. Timing. Being able to get out of your break on time when the quarterback is ready to deliver the ball. What the fuck good is running a fucking route if your head's not around? Huh? What good is running a crisp route if your head is not around looking ready to receive the ball? What fucking good is that? This is why you see slow ass Travis Kelce still to this point catching 70 plus passes because of the chemistry that he's aligned with Patrick Mahomes. It's the chemistry, people. Stop letting these people tell y'all somebody lazy because they're not running these fucking routes crisply. It comes down to timing. That's what route running is about. Being able to get out of your break and to receive the pass when the quarterback is ready to. You people gotta learn, man. That's not what route running is about. It's about timing. Y'all have been lied to. Some of these film breakdown guys don't tell you about being able to get your head around. Get your head around. If you don't get your head around, you can't catch the ball. But y'all been taught this nonsense. Oh, he doesn't come out of his break. I've seen time and time again where we've seen a lot of film breakdown guys, and they look, oh my God, look how quick he is out of the break. But again, what good is it? What good is a great route if your head ain't around? Get to the spot, the ball gonna be there, messing around with Penix. Look, that's what Jude. This is what I'm talking about. People nowadays have no fucking clue what route running, and this is why guys like Justin Jefferson got to teach y'all. There's a reason why guys like Anquan Bolden slow as and slow like now he's slow Travis Kelce, and guys like Algie Crumpler and Jacob Tammey. These guys, Jay Novacek and Jason Witten for years. These guys were slow as dirt, but they was able to get so many passes thrown to them because they understood the aspect of getting your fucking head around. Get your head around so I can get you the ball. And what Jew is talking about right here, I know Cartier. Like what Jew is talking about with here, it's like, especially with Michael Penix, if you don't get your head around, this dude will break your fucking fingers. I promise you. So this is what route running is about. It's not about who's the quickest out of the break and all that nonsense. It's be able to run a certain route under the expectations of the ball being delivered at this particular time. This is why it's called a 3, 5, 7-step drop. Because at a certain time, when the quarterback said on 3, when the quarterback said, all right, this is a 3-step drop. As a wide receiver, you know you ain't got time to run a crisp ass route and try to look shifty and good coming out of break. You need to get your head around in 3 seconds. That's what the fuck a route running means. Soon that man pant that third foot, that ball come out. As a receiver, if you up here running 5 if you thinking it's on 5, guess what? That motherfucker gonna hit you right in the back of the head, or it's gonna be an interception because you didn't get your head around. This is what route running is about, people. It's not who looks good out of the breaks and all this nonsense. That's not what it's about. So now you guys know what route running is about, okay? Jesus Christ. So don't look. This is why I get so I get so upset as a fan, as a person who played the game. This is why I get so upset, because we've been taught by these film breakdown guys, and I love Jackson Kruger. If you were to really want to know the game in itself, listen to Jackson Kruger. That dude is great. He breaks down the small intricate details of football. So check him out. Stop listening to all these wannabe guys that's are all on the end. Like, no, these people not teaching y'all the game properly. Stop listening to these Facebook gurus and all that nonsense. Go to somebody that actually teaching you the art of route running. Look, that's why wide receivers don't like run fast quarter, because it throws off the timing. That's it. This is it, Jew. This is it. Now you guys are learning. This is why I get so upset when people just say, oh, he's lazy. It's so much more complicated than what people are saying. Some quarterbacks don't even look out of 1 read, 2 read. That's it. And it drives I'm telling you right now, it drives receivers insane when your quarterback can't get past the number 2 read. This is what happens to Justin Fields his entire career. He can't get past 1 read, 2 read. This is why wide receivers don't like to play with Lamar. Even though Lamar has had a terrific career, they don't like playing with him because it's 1 read, 2 read, run. Wide receivers don't like that. Because like Deontay Johnson said, he know for the chances are, and him playing wide receiver in Baltimore, he's going to be out there blocking some more. It frustrates receivers. And I mean receivers and running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers. It frustrates them because they know they're not going to get the ball. Because the quarterback going to do what? 1 read, 2 read, gone. 1 read, 2 read, gone. But when you're playing against a Matt Ryan, a Drew Brees, a Tom Brady, your ass is going to get the ball. You know you're going to get the ball. That's why you want to play with them. They're going to get through 1, 2, 3, 4, sometime a 5, a 5th read. Because they're reading, okay? So you can you can look good and be crisp, audio breaks and all you want to. But timing is everything in football. Like I said, y'all want to know the game, man? Go to Jackson Kruger. That's my dude right there. Took a no dive, 52%. The snaps with Denver being only games used above 70%. It was a tale of two halves. But like I said, I don't take that last season like that. I mean, you can if you want to, but like I said, we knew that looking at a guy like Kirk Cousins coming in with a they say it was ankle injury, but I'm not 100% convinced. I thought it was Achilles. So a lot of things. The thing with Kurt wasn't able to get to certain spots to get people the ball. So what he got, he developed a routine, and that's the reason why a guy like Ray McLeod became a main target is because of his comfortability. So if the quarterback is comfortable throwing to because he know this guy's gonna be open in this spot, the quarterback's gonna do what he's comfortable with first. Okay, the quarterback is gonna do what he's comfortable with first because he knows this guy's supposed to be there, and 9 times out of 10, Ray McLeod is gonna be wide open. Now, this is not a shot at Ray McLeod. Okay, but we need our quarterback to be able to go through all the reads, read the entire field, and get the ball to each receiver. Because now the defense can't sit on certain routes if we're throwing it to everybody, which is going to open up for Drake. It's going to open up for Bijan. It's going to open up for Kyle. It's going to open up for Mooney and Ray McLeod. When a defense knows that over here, like we know that Kirk Cousins is when this is taken away, he gonna throw it to Ray McLeod. So guess what the defense is saying? Well, I already know Kurt ain't gonna throw to nobody else. So what we gonna do? We're gonna shift all the coverage to Kyle Pitts because he's the number one deep threat for the most part. We're gonna shift the coverage to Ray McLeod, not Ray McLeod, but Darnell Mooney and Drake London. We're gonna double Kyle Pitts. We're gonna put a safety over Kyle Pitts. We're gonna shift the coverage to Drake and Mooney side. And we're just gonna force you to check the ball down to Bijan Robinson and Ray McLeod. And that's what happened with the Atlanta Falcons. That's why Ray McLeod got so many targets this year because defenses didn't care. They were taking away Kyle Pitts and they were allowing Drake London to just control the middle of the field for the most part. So I like as far as his targets and off the field, what the Atlanta Falcons were also trying to accomplish with that is what they were trying to figure out what would the defense do if Kyle Pitts wasn't on the field? How would they play the Atlanta Falcons? These are the things as an offensive coordinator you need to know because if he's not on the field, I have to have a certain amount of numbers, a certain amount of plays, and film. If Kyle Pitts in there, what am I going to do next? How the defense is going to play us with Kyle Pitts not there. So a lot of people like to just say, all right, Kyle Pitts was punished because he wasn't running routes. Like, no, a lot of these guys just like to put players on the sideline just to see how the defense. Like Andy Reid does this all the time. He will literally take Travis Kelce off the field just to see what's working. He would take his running backs off the field if it's just to see how the defense is gonna play him. And he'll put that in the back. He'll put that in his bag of tricks and say, all right, this is how this defense plays when Kyle Pitts is not on the field. This is how these guys are playing when it's just Patrick Mahomes is on the field and no Pacheco, no Kelce. This is how they play us. So offensive coordinators and offensive coordinators like Andy Reid, they don't take anything for granted. Penix seemed more interested in finding Pitts in the pattern, even though Pitts' snap count was still in the basement. Well, the thing is too with that, like you got to understand what Penix is at his growth. So the offensive coordinator also have to figure out the set of plays where Penix likes to do. From what I understand, Penix has never really, I won't say never really, but he's more comfortable throwing to wide receivers, especially in Washington. So him playing with a tight end a little bit more. I did notice too, Ghost Peppers, that he was looking for he was looking for Pitts a little bit more often for deep plays than especially in the middle of the field. So that's going to be interesting to see how Kyle Pitts and Penix, and not just Kyle Pitts. I saw a couple of plays too where Darnell Mooney was used in the middle of the field. Michael Penix is just going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem in the middle of the field. So that's going to be interesting. I did notice too that Drake London and Kyle Pitts were targeted in the red zone. I did notice that. So maybe it was something by design. What they like? Well, I know it was by design, but I want to see this year what they are thinking with it. Yeah, like I said, like when you hear quarterbacks, like wide receivers love when quarterbacks talk about getting through their fourth and fifth reads. I'm just here to let y'all know. Nothing frustrates a wide receiver more than knowing that when he's the fourth option, he's not gonna touch that ball, and he gonna have to block. So that's why guys like Deontay Johnson didn't want to play with Lamar, because they know he wasn't gonna get to no damn fourth receiver. He barely threw it to his number one receiver in the playoffs, because they know Lamar gonna do 1, 2, read, 1, 2, read, run, and then maybe if you open when he's running as a third and fourth receiver, you'll get the pass. But that's maybe, because often, more time than often, Lamar always takes off and he gets yards. And again, wide receivers don't want to be part with that. They don't like that. Yeah, you win games. Yeah, he puts up amazing numbers. But the receiver, you don't want to play with Lamar Jackson. Especially when it's cold as fuck out there and you're a receiver. Look, you got a block? Nah. So, like I said, man, this is one of the main reasons why I just wanted to go in depth with this. What Kyle Pitts. And like, there's just huge myth about route running that just isn't true. It just is not true. Getting out of your breaks is important. It's being able to use your speed and quickness is one thing. Having speed and quickness is one thing, but if you can't get out of your breaks on time as a receiver, none of that matters. It's all about getting out of your breaks and timing with the quarterback. That's paramount. So with that being said, man, y'all continue to support your boy here at Mad Mike Sports and Dirty Bird. I'm still looking for your weak ass excuses outside. Oh, he's just lazy. He's just lazy. All right, tell me why. You can hit me up on any social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I'm everywhere. So bring your little weak ass excuses. Tell me why Like, tell me why. Just tell me why. Why? Why is he lazy? D-Hop wanted to be more, and that motherfucker fell off the face of the fucking earth, Mill. Because he know he wasn't getting the ball. They don't know how to. They don't know how to. They don't know how to read defenses. A lot of them are 1-2, get the ball out of hand. Get 1-2, get the ball out of hand. That's all cool and all for a certain period of time, but when you need to go through all your reads, yeah. Look, man, 45 to 50 receptions, 507 yards is good tight end numbers. It opens up so much for offense. And I think that's the thing that the Atlanta Falcons have at this point. They've grown comfortable with. But the fans won't let it go. Fans and analysts will not let it go. They are adamant that this guy is an absolute bum. It's okay to be above average on a team that has 4 other stars that can put up 1,000 yards. It's okay to be above average. I mean, look, Scottie Pippen only averaged about 15, 17 points a game. He got 6 championships for those 15 points. So is Scottie Pippen not a Hall of Famer or one of the greatest players to ever play the game? All around players that ever played the game because he only averaged 15 points a game? That's insane. Only in football where you can just be average. Like, look, Chris Bosh, when he went to Miami, he wasn't putting up crazy numbers, but he helped D-Wade, LeBron, those guys. His numbers took a nosedive to win championships. That's what the focus should be. That we should be congratulating guys like Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts know if he go to any other team and he's the number one guy, this dude to put up 70, 80 fucking catches, close to 1,000 yards on any other team. But Falcons fans, they want to put him in the gutter and throw him away because he's not putting up those big time numbers. Falcons are a top 5 offense. Y'all should be happy about that. But no. We're focusing on trash and Kyle Pitts. I mean, at least you know, like you look, you at least you honest. It's about fantasy football points. So if you upset about that, I mean, I get it. I get it. At least you being honest about it. But when I hear stuff, oh, he's lazy, man, shut up. You just heard somebody else say that shit. I mean, Kyle Pitts isn't a number one target, so I don't even know if that's relevant. Like, he's not the number one target. K-Styles talked about this. When we drafted Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts numbers were going to go down. What did y'all expect when we brought Darnell Mooney in? You thought his numbers were going to stay the same? You thought his numbers were going to go up because we brought in another wide receiver? Like sometimes you just got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, maybe I'm the problem. Because the Falcons brought in, they got 2 running backs in Tyler Allgeier. They drafted another running back and brought in Darnell Mooney, and somehow you motherfuckers thought that Kyle Pitts' numbers was going to go up. Make that shit make sense. That's why I say take the time to think before you say stuff. We brought in 3 players Bijan Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Drake London, and somehow you motherfuckers thought that Kyle Pitts numbers were going to increase. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. When you got a great running back like that, no one is the number one target. The running back is the number one target. When you got a Bijan Robinson on the team, everybody's secondary. Everybody's secondary targets. I thought this was common knowledge, but obviously I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because somehow you people thought because we got Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, both of those guys can give you 100 in the same day. But somehow y'all thought when we brought in all of these offensive talents that Kyle Pitts' number was going to increase. Make sense. And some of these, I'm not even talking about regular fans. I'm talking about guys like 92.9 the game who's spreading this dumb shit. Let's bring in more offensive weapons. Yeah, Kyle Pitts' numbers are going to increase now. Make sense. So, like I said, man, these boys you boy here, man, Mike Sports, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that's the bottom line because, man, Mike said so. I'm out of here, man. Peace.
Put your eyes back in your head.
Like flavor.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.